So here we go. It's time for the EBC Brakes Superbike race number 1 from Sonoma Raceway. Clutches are out and a good launch from Beaubier. And it's Toni Elias, though, who will take the whole shot as he sends it on up the hill and towards turn number 2.
And that was the thing. Cameron was able to get over there in front of his teammate, but he wasn't able to beat Toni Elias off the line. Now they're coming down into turn 3. What Cameron's got to try to do now is get by that number 24 as early as he can to get these clear laps. He might try him down into turn 4 right now with that little mistake that we saw from Toni. Nope, Tony's going to run it in there nice and tight, and that's what he does. Look at Josh Herrin.
Oh!
Josh Herrin crashes going into turn 4 right off the start, Greg, and takes somebody with him. And I'm trying to see who it is he took with him. It might have been Jake Lewis. I couldn't tell.
Maybe J.D. Beach, possibly. It's hard to say, but it looks like the rider he took with him that he collected is going to be up and okay.
I couldn't tell who it was, Greg, that went off there with him. And
it might have been Jake Lewis.
Can we see back to the front here? Toni Elias leads their way down through the S's here on the first lap. This is going to be the next primary passing spot. Cameron Beaubier just
Beaubier was in there so deep. Toni just slammed the door on him.
And we got all kinds of guys going straight. You can see at the bottom of our screen there, it's Cam Peterson and David Anthony.
Yeah.
And we are getting confirmation that it was Jake Lewis that went off into turn 5 as well, turn 4 as well. Make it to where if Cameron's going to go by, go down around the outside. There's a shot from Cameron's going to just try to stuff it right up underneath him. Can he get it stopped, Greg? That's the question.
Oh no!
Man!
Cameron Beaubier asked too much of that tire, and down he goes.
That's it. I mean, that literally, you called it exactly right, Greg. He just got in there. He tried to get in there tight because he was so desperate to get by Toni. But that's the kind of line that Toni runs. He's going to make it hard for you because he's so good braking, and he's looking at that bike now, and that bike doesn't look so good. Garrett Gerloff now is going to try to take the chase to Toni Elias as they run up into turn 7. And Gerloff, fresh off that win at Laguna Seca, is going to see what happened to his teammate, and he's going to go after Elias now and try to get his second win. Cameron's made the decision, and like I said, can he hold in tighter? But he just loses the front right there, and that's that. Yeah.
That was a bump he probably hasn't experienced because he was offline, missed the apex. He was in so deep. Trail braking into that corner, and now he's going to hang out with Josh Herrin, who's off to the right-hand part of the screen.
So if you weren't watching earlier, Aussie Dave actually crashed this morning in practice, managed to get the bike back together and get out for the qualifying session, finished 6th. He was scrambling to kind of get that bike back together even on the grid just now, and he discovered that the crash from this morning, he actually had bent triple clamps and wasn't sure if he'd be able to finish the race. So I'm thinking that's probably what happened out there.
Again, like we saw here you go, look at Garrett. He stuffs it up underneath Toni going in to the carousel and gets past him.
What a move by Garrett Gerloff on the inside as Toni Elias decided to leave the door open. Gerloff just snuck it in there, but we know Toni's a fighter. He's not going to do it here, so Gerloff, he knows. This is the thing about Toni, though, Jay. There's the ghost of Toni always. Where is he going to strike? And Gerloff's thinking behind him. But Garrett Gerloff, last time we saw him, he won the race. The largest margin of victory so far this season, 4.4 seconds. He now leads here at Sonoma Raceway.
Eric Gerloff went 37-0 on the last lap there, running second place. I'm watching Josh Herrin run down the hill here. You see Cameron behind him. But that was the incident from Cameron Beaubier. So now let's see if Toni can get himself into a rhythm that the Yamahas have shown that they've had some pace today. 37-1 that time by for Garrett Gerloff. 37-1, 37-8 for Toni Elias. And you can see, Greg, a slight little gap. And they finally have gotten out there to pick up Herrin.
So Josh Herrin on his way back, and this was the incident at the beginning, Jay, where Herrin just lost the front, and off he goes into the weeds. Went to check the bike, and nothing there.
Yeah, and you can see he's just far back, and he's gone up underneath Jake, and Jake's very lucky that he didn't crash. I mean, he's very, very lucky that he didn't fall, and he had some runoff there. Back in the day, there would have been no runoff there, but with what Sonoma Raceway has done over the years here to house the motorcycles, they've given us a lot of runoff, so that's good. You got to come to the pits. You got to get in. You can see the black flag is going to be displayed around the track.
Of the EBC Brakes Superbike class, Cycle Gear Championship of Sonoma, race number 1. A race of attrition, a race of cat and mouse, of control. Garrett Gerloff casually taking
a clear look at that checkered flag. Yep, no
Garrett
doubt.
Gerloff, fastest lap of the race, a 1:36.8. Did that back on lap number 6, has backed it down to the 39s, managing an 11.8 second lead at the moment. Garrett Gerloff, foot down to the checkered flag, will take his second EBC Brakes Superbike victory in a row, the second of his career. Standing up, enjoying it. Congratulations all around as we await the arrival of Toni Elias. And here comes your would-be champion, Toni Elias, the 2017 champ, will pad his lead. Come across the line in second spot. Mathew Scholtz, wheel in the air, and a stand-up wheelie across the line to finish in third spot to wrap up our podium. So great job for the Westby Racing team after a miserable start to the day of Mathew Scholtz putting his Yamaha R1 on the deck, and he rewards his crew for their hard work with a podium. JD Beach will finish in fourth place.